Albert Einstein, born in Ulm, Germany, on March 14, 1879, passed away in Princeton, United States, on April 18, 1955. As one of the most influential theoretical physicists in history, he was the architect of the theory of relativity, one of the cornerstones of modern physics. His celebrated equation, E equals mc2, energy equals mass multiplied by the square of the speed of light in a vacuum, became the most famous in the world. However, his 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics was not awarded for relativity, but for his pioneering contributions to theoretical physics and for the formulation of the law of the photoelectric effect, which was crucial for the development of quantum theory.
We dance for laughter, we dance for tears, we dance for madness, we dance for fears, we dance for hopes, we dance for screams. We are the dancers, we create the dreams.
Don't wait for miracles. Your whole life is a miracle.
Success comes from curiosity, concentration, perseverance, and self-criticism.
We know from daily life that we exist for other people first of all, for whose smiles and well-being our own happiness depends.
Our separation from each other is an optical illusion.
My only genius talent is inquisitiveness.
Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere.
Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous.
Do not grow old, no matter how long you live. Never cease to stand like curious children before the great mystery into which we were born.
If I had 20 days to solve a problem, I would take 19 days to define it.
If I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on the solution, I would spend the first 55 minutes determining the proper question to ask. For once I know the proper question, I could solve the problem in less than 5 minutes.
If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions.
If I had only known, I would have been a locksmith.
Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute.
I am happy because I want nothing from anyone. I do not care for money. Decorations, titles, or distinctions mean nothing to me. I do not crave praise. The only thing that gives me pleasure, apart from my work, my violin and my sailboat, is the appreciation of my fellow workers.
Fortunate Newton, happy childhood of science. Nature to him was an open book. He stands before us strong, certain, and alone.
He is harder to crack prejudice than an atom.
Thinking is hard work. That's why so few do it.
Now he has departed from this strange world a little ahead of me. That means nothing. People like us, who believe in physics, know that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion.
The intellect has little to do on the road to discovery. There comes a leap in consciousness, call it intuition, or what you will, the solution comes to you, and you don't know how or why.
Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new.
Our technology has surpassed our humanity.
Great spirits have always encountered opposition from mediocre minds. The mediocre mind is incapable of understanding the man who refuses to bow blindly to conventional prejudices and chooses instead to express his opinions courageously and honestly.
Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds.
When I have 1 week to solve a seemingly impossible problem, I spend 6 days defining the problem. Then the solution becomes obvious.
Those who have the privilege to know have the duty to act.
Nature hides her secrets because of her essential loftiness, but not by means of ruse.
Nature conceals her secrets because she is sublime, not because she is a trickster.
It is high time the ideal of success should be replaced with the ideal of service.
God reveals himself in the orderly harmony of what exists.
Man owes his strength in the struggle for existence to the fact that he is a social animal.
I love humanity, but I hate humans.
A new idea comes suddenly and in a rather intuitive way, but intuition is nothing but the outcome of earlier intellectual experience.
For an idea that does not first seem insane, there is no hope.
One thing I have learned in a long life, that all our science, measured against reality, is primitive and childlike, and yet it is the most precious thing we have.
The more I learn of physics, the more I am drawn to metaphysics.
The most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or hostile universe.
Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth.
The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is all comprehensible.
Computers are incredibly fast, accurate, and stupid. Humans are incredibly slow, inaccurate, and brilliant. Together they are powerful beyond imagination.
I believe in intuition and inspiration. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. It is, strictly speaking, a real factor in scientific research.
Only morality in our actions can give beauty and dignity to life.
Creativity is intelligence having fun.
I'm more interested in the future than in the past, because the future is where I intend to live.
I live in the solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity.
Human beings, in their thinking, feeling, and acting, are not free agents, but are as causally bound as the stars in their motion.
Everyone sits in a prison of his own ideas. He must burst it open, and that in his youth, and so try to test his ideas on reality.
Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better.
Reason is intuition's servant.
Condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance.
Every day I remind myself that my inner and outer life are based on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving.
The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it.
The universe is a friendly place.
The Bible is a great source of wisdom and consolation and should be read frequently.
A ship is always safe at the shore, but that is not what it is built for.
My pacifism is an instinctive feeling, a feeling that possesses me because the murder of men is disgusting. My attitude is not derived from any intellectual theory, but is based on my deepest antipathy to every kind of cruelty and hatred.
If there's any religion that could respond to the needs of modern science, it would be Buddhism.
If there's a success in Y, and it equals X plus Y plus Z, work is X, Y is play, and Z is keeping your mouth shut.
Understanding physics is child's play when compared to understanding child's play.
The past is dead. The future is uncertain. The present is all you have. So eat, drink, and live merrily.
The environment is everything that isn't me.
The world is in greater peril from those who tolerate or encourage evil than from those who actually commit it.
Pure mathematics is in its way the poetry of logical ideas.
A bartender is just a pharmacist with a limited inventory.
Technological progress is like an axe in hands of a pathological criminal.
Where there is love, there is no imposition.
My mind is my laboratory.
A student is not a container you have to fill, but a torch you have to light up.
Indeed, it is not intellect, but intuition which advances humanity. Intuition tells man his purpose in this life.
The world is not threatened by evil people, but by those who allow evil to take place.
The truth isn't always a blinding light. Sometimes it's a deep and dazzling darkness that illuminates and burns, just as surely.
Nuclear power is one hell of a way to boil water.
Everything that is really great and inspiring is created by the individual who can labor in freedom.
A theory is something nobody believes, except the person who made it. An experiment is something everybody believes, except the person who made it.
The universe is stranger than we imagine.
Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18.
Compound interest is the eighth natural wonder of the world, and the most powerful thing I have ever encountered.
The field is the sole influence of the particle.
The more I study science, the more I believe in God.
All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual.
Common sense is what tells us the earth is flat.
One picture is worth 1,000 words.
Chess holds its master in its own bonds, shackling the mind and brain so that the inner freedom of the very strongest must suffer.
Curiosity is its own reason.
Why is it that no one understands me and everybody likes me?
Everyone knew it was impossible until a fool who didn't know came along and did it.
Experts are just trained dogs.
The ancients knew something which we seem to have forgotten.
If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it?
Creativity is knowing how to hide your sources.
Experience is knowledge. All the rest is information.
A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. So is a lot.
Imagination without knowledge may create beautiful things. Knowledge without imagination can create only perfect ones.
We all know that light travels faster than sound. That's why certain people appear bright until you hear them speak.
Vegetarian food leaves a deep impression on our nature. If the whole world adopts vegetarianism, it can change the destiny of humankind.
Everything in life is vibration.
Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile.
Life is like a bicycle. Keep moving on to maintain balance.
Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving.
I have little patience with scientists who take a board of wood, look for its thinnest part, and drill a great number of holes where drilling is easy.
Be a loner. That gives you time to wonder.
Be a loner. That gives you time to wonder, to search for the truth. Have holy curiosity. Make your life worth living.
Assumptions are made, and most assumptions are wrong.
I have made the Bhagavad Gita as the main source of my inspiration and guide for the purpose of scientific investigations and formation of my theories.
Genius is making complex ideas simple, not making simple ideas complex.
If a man aspires towards righteous life, his first act of abstinence is from injury to animals.
The idle man does not know what it is to enjoy rest.
When a man is sufficiently motivated, discipline will take care of itself.
A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future.
I learned many years ago never to waste time trying to convince my colleagues.
To punish me for my contempt for authority, fate made me an authority myself.
Dostoevsky gives me more than any scientist, more than Gauss.
Women marry men hoping they will change. Men marry women hoping they will not.
Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one.
God gave me the stubbornness of a mule and a fairly keen scent.
In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity.
Given the millions of billions of Earth, like planets, life elsewhere in the universe without a doubt does exist. In the vastness of the universe, we are not alone.
The intuitive mind is a sacred gift.
The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift.
Bear in mind that the wonderful things you learn in your schools are the work of many generations. All this is put in your hands as your inheritance in order that you may receive it, honor it, add to it, and one day faithfully hand it on to your children.
Long hair minimizes the need for barbers. Socks can be done without. One leather jacket solves the coat problem for many years. Suspenders are superfluous.
The only mistake in life is the lesson not learned.
Only a monomaniac gets anything done.
Politics is more difficult than physics.
Imagination is more important than knowledge.
Imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination is the language of the soul. Pay attention to your imagination, and you will discover all you need to be fulfilled.
Love brings much happiness, much more so than pining for someone brings pain.
Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty.
I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I get most joy in life out of music.
I see my life in terms of music.
Nationalism, in my opinion, is nothing more than an idealistic rationalization for militarism and aggression.